And here we are, underway. Brighton Hove Albion in their change of yellow strip, whereas Everton immediately trying to press through Tony Payne and Katja Snuis are in all blue. Adjiaman. Bumped into quite early, and a little bit of back and forth there as Karen Holmgar feels that the foul was there to be won. Bergsvan can flick it forward. Lovely little layoff from Nikita Paris, was just intercepted. And now Frank Kirby. Slide ball in beyond, and an opportunity for Seika, a really early one as well. Cut back right across goal, and Holmgar has to tuck it behind for a Brighton corner. That's the quality in which Brighton Hove Albion possess. As soon as Frank Kirby's anywhere near the football, there's danger for the opposition. Ollie Slager with a corner. Hung up right underneath the goalkeeper, and it's a really good take from Courtney Brosnan. Turn to the starting 11 this afternoon. Wheeler under pressure. Oh, really good feet from Claire Wheeler. Dancing away through 3 or 4 tackles and carrying forward still. Tries to nudge it into the path of Payne, and unfortunately the dispatch wasn't quite up to the standard of the little dribble beforehand. Brilliant breakout though from the Everton captain. Long diagonal, which was inviting Adjiaman to chase. Holmgar back to Brosnan. Stenovic. Lovely long direct ball towards Payne, who's going to make a nuisance of herself. Paris spins and tries to flick the ball in beyond, but it's well defended. Adjiaman's going to chase it though, and Brosnan had to hurry the clearance. Holmgar does really well in there. Van Havermaet. To Bergsvan. Slightly more direct approach, and Stenovic has to deal with it. Only as far as Kiko Seika though. Hooked clearance on this occasion by Caitlin Hayes. Now a bit of space on the far side. Adjiaman left in a heap in the middle, but Paris picks her head up. Nikita Paris drives it across goal. Everton's press a little bit too invasive, according to the referee, and it'll be a free kick in a safe area for Everton to slow things down. A frantic opening 5 minutes here. Good start for both, though. Bright spells for Brighton Hove Albion, probably the more aggressive of the two. Form book suggested that perhaps it was they who needed a performance more than Everton. Certainly proven to be that way so far. Here's Guro Bergsvand, the Brighton Hove Albion captain. Lovely pick out to find Adjiman. Hayes is forced back. Kirby. Charging down again. Seen a quick switch in play between Ollison and Hayashi, who have, for the time being, swapped sides. Hayashi going over to the far side and Ollison coming over to this near. Has been quite a trademark of how Brian Sorensen's side have played, that fluidity and flexibility within games. At times it can look like quite a structured 4-4-2, and then all of a sudden there's a lot more fluidity within it. This is a modern game, of course, but certainly to Brian Sorensen's credit, the work that he's been doing on the training field, you can see the improvement, you can see encouragement amongst Everton fans. Roll back there from Jelena Cankovic. Haven't heard too much of her name mentioned so far, which will please many Evertonians amongst us. Bounce pass back there from Olislaga. On the slip, could be an opportunity. Justine van Havermaet slides it back and Ollison bodies to get it in the way of, and Brighton just throw everybody at it. Cankovic can't keep it in. That slip from Guro Bergsvand, very nearly costly. That's given Everton a little bit of impetus as well. Here's Stenovic. Certainly picked up the mood here at Brighton Hall Park. It's been the Brighton fans who have been in fine voice so far, but now Everton can step forward. Here's Holmgar. Slid into Snuis. Hung up towards the far post, all the way across as well, and it bounces into the far corner. What a clever finish from Sarah Holmgar. Katja Snuis with the assist, a hung-up delivery towards the far post. Holmgar watches it all the way, and a really clever finish, bouncing it into the ground and over the top of Alina Lurk. Absolutely no chance. It's a really good delivery, but the way that this finish, it's an excellent finish, it really is. Judges it to perfection. Bounces it over the top of Melina Lurk. And Everton, who a few moments ago had their eyes lighting up as a chance presented itself for a slip through Guro Bergsvand, only a few moments later do strike first. Well, you'd be forgiven for perhaps not selecting Sarah Holmgaard to be the first goal scorer this afternoon. Snuis. Holly Slager does ever so well. Holmgaard's third Brighton goal of this WSL campaign. It's a very good return from a player that does know where the back of the net is, but coming into this one certainly enjoyed that moment, and rightly so. Goal scorer Holmgaard is in command of this set piece as well. Ollison under pressure from Kirby. Another deep delivery, and this time Lena Lurk comes and claims comfortably. Holly Slager. Ball around the corner and it's intercepted, and now Brighton can step forward. Little flip round the corner. Fran Kirby into Adjiaman. Brilliant tackle by Van Havermaet. I think the flag's up anyway. We said it had been a really positive start for Brighton Hove Albion, and find themselves a goal behind. Here is the goal scorer Holmgaard, under pressure immediately though, and Brighton can win it back. Easy Simons, Chankovic, Ollison. Wheeler. Really nice build-up play this from Everton. Hayashi tries to cut it back to Snuis. Oh, and what a save that is. Half a stride behind, catcher Snuis maybe did ever so well to redirect it goalwards and force a good save out of Melina Lurk. Wonderful build-up play again though from Everton. Really patient, really pensive at times. And then when it does arrive and the opportunity to go through the gears and create something quickly, it's exactly what they've done. Another opportunity now from this set piece. Little cluster of Everton blue hanging behind the far posts. High delivery as well. Van Havermaet the target. Oh, and eventually volley clear, and Hayashi can't quite retain possession. Another good opportunity though. Everton have been really threatening with the opportunities they've created. Good header across by Van Havermaet, and it was Fernandez attacking it what became the near post, and then the far post, and then the near post again. Hayes happy to let it trickle out for a Brighton goal kick. Hayes under pressure by Snewis, and catches Snewis, wins it back. Holmgar, back to Fernandez. Good to keep a hold of it and now let the ball do the work for themselves. Fernandez. Happy to keep playing and keep rolling it between defender and fullback and back to centre half, and now Wheeler. Holmgar with a little bounce through. Van Havermaet. Will really please Brian Sorensen, the way that his team have relaxed into the game since taking that lead. Brighton do win it back, only momentarily though, and it's a heavy challenge from Nikita Paris, and we've got 2 players down. Nikita Paris is okay now. Adjiaman with the first touch, and both players full-blooded going for it. It's a kind of skips off the studs, doesn't it, of Nikita Paris. I think both players actually try and hurdle the challenge. It's the collision after that that's caused more of an issue than the actual tackle itself. Won't be too long a stoppage, so back underway in a few moments. Just long enough to remind you that next weekend we'll see a Merseyside derby. Huge game for everyone on Merseyside, blue or red. Jankovic. Bergstrand looking to clip the ball again over the top. That long diagonal, it was to Adjiaman in the early exchanges. On that occasion, looking to pick out Marissa Olislaga. Trying to cushion it back in, and player Wheeler tidying up. And don't forget, plenty of ways to get involved, but if you click the link pinned in the comments, you can keep up with all the latest Barclays WSL news. There's still plenty of news to go about in the final few weeks of the season. And of course, beyond that, it turns into silly season, doesn't it, with the Euros across the summer and then transfers and rumours that go around with it. Never a quiet day being a football fan. Certainly, after what's been a very exciting WSL season, exciting summer ahead. So make sure you click that pinned link and you will not miss a thing. Stenovic. Van Havermaet. Intercepted by Paris, and now Maisie Simons, who, off the back of very, very pleasing start to 2025 personally for her with that England call-up, and playing some of the best football as well of her career so far, naturally. Seika rolls it back into Frank Kirby. Oh, lovely little flick round the corner. Now could be an opportunity. Across goal, Adjiaman. Brilliant play from Brighton Hove Albion. There's that switch that we talk about. The little bit of quality, the intricacies, the creativity. Michelle Adjiaman arriving late at the far post to tuck in from close range. Brilliant build-up play. Frank Kirby involved, a little flick round the corner. Jelena Cankovic and then Kiko Seika, across goal. Adjiaman making sure that there is absolutely no way that's not going in the back of the net. And we are level. Just short of 22 minutes played. Really good game of football here. Once more, the Everton fans who feel their team need a little bit of rousing. It's the Brighton fans who are enjoying the sunshine. A long journey north for this one. Thus far, I think everybody involved has been treated to an entertaining game, or only a quarter of the way through it. Ollison, loads of space in this outside if she can pick out home goal, if she can. Fernandez. Pocket of space picked up, and now Van Havermaet slides it in. The flag stays down, which it does. Snewis! What a game we've got on our hands here, and Katja Snewis has restored Everton's lead 90 seconds after they were pegged back. Really, really good play. Tony Payne on this near side. Picks out Snewis in the middle. Lovely pick out. Similar to a chance that Snewis had not that long ago. Just peels off of Bergsvand a little bit. Wraps a foot around it. Finds the bottom corner. And Everton have restored their goal advantage. Nice underneath it. Paris with a little layoff. Can Adjiaman keep it in? Just about. Nearly. As a pocket picked by Ollison. A little bit of frustration there, perhaps, on the Brighton captain at the lack of movement in front of her. Kelly doing a really good job, Tony Payne, excuse me, doing a really good job of ensuring that Everton keep a hold of it. It's nice. Flip round the corner for Hayashi. Here's Tony Payne. Again driving to the byline, brilliant from Payne. Cuts back wonderfully. Hangs up towards the far post. Holmgaard brings it down and eventually scurried clear, although only as far as Wheeler. Holmgaard again. Deflection for another Everton corner. Tony Payne has been so influential in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Finding those little pockets to peel off in and forcing so much disruption amongst that Brighton backline. comes the corner. Sarah Holmgaard to take. Picks up Van Havermaet. Good save from Melina Lurk. Came through a number of Brighton and Everton bodies, but managed to keep a hold of it. Simons into Fran Kirby. Bergsaund again immediately under pressure. Now Hayes can carry forward. Adjiaman. Adjiaman. Clip ball out as sure Brighton stay on the front foot. Little slide ball through to Fran Kirby. Just a little bit too much on it, and Courtney Brosnan can slow things down. Slide ball inside. Adjiaman under pressure in Fernandez and forcing a Brighton throw-in. Adjiaman. Slide ball inside. Nikita Paris' layoff, but Ollison can steal it back. Wheeler. Brilliant again from Payne. Absolute textbook centre-forward play from Tony Payne. Stenovic finds Hiyashi. Holmgaard inside to Wheeler again. Everton's play out was brilliant. Oh, and there's a quite heavy landing, but Snoyes will take the advantage instead. Driving at the back line, little nutmeg on Bergsvand, and it's a Everton corner. The referee's going to go and have a word with, I think on that far side it was Marit Oye, who has been given a severe telling off by the official. It is Oye who goes in for the challenge. In fact, first name has been taken. Referee did dish out a yellow card for that tackle. Corner comes in, Van Havermaet loops it back into an area and volleyed clear and to safety by Fran Kirby. Slide ball into Payne once more. Chopping and changing direction brilliantly. Oh, and just loses her footing at the pivotal moment. Been a joy to watch in this first half, Tony Payne. Absolutely excellent. Every time they get on the ball. Feel the Everton players around you. Just a confirmation of that booking from a few months ago for Marit Oye. actually going to tuck in and assess the options before rolling it back to Courtney Brosnan. Oh, Brosnan under pressure though. Fernandez forced to flick it out the outside of the boot. Jankovic. Ollie Slager. Simons, maybe for a second thought about the shot, instead goes wide to Seika. Berg's found under pressure again. Gives it back to the Brighton captain. Once again, that long diagonal is certainly a preference for Brighton's attacking outlet. There's a Brighton side that the league position is quite deceptive. It's not been a happy start to 2025 and on the cusp of the 5th month of it, but only Crystal Palace have won fewer points in the WSL than Brighton Hove Albion this season. Excuse me, in this calendar year. Just the 1 win, 6 defeats and 2 draws since the turn of the year. Season in which they've had a couple of notable results as well. One of the few teams to have left a blemish on Chelsea's record. Giaman penalised for that tackle on Holmgar. Brosnan. Do have an excellent record at home to Everton. 4 of their last 6 WSL home games. Just 1 defeat in that time as well. Here's Frank Kirby. Ollie Slager, back to Frank Kirby. And Jelena Jankovic. Little flip round the corner is a nice one. Keita Paris tried to dip and dive one way and then the other on Martina Fernandez, but in centre half able to shield the ball back to Brosnan. Simons will just watch it trickle out and now Brighton to build again. This is going to be a test of patience for Brighton Hove Albion at times. But then all of a sudden they slide it. Paris flags up. Flag is up for offside. There won't be much in it. Keita Paris rarely gets that wrong. Holmgar. Header forward. Olsen. And smash it clear. Jankovic. Adjiaman. A little under 10 minutes to play until half-time. Sarah Holmgaru gave Everton a lead inside 10 minutes before 90 seconds of madness. Michelle Adjiaman with the equaliser, and then Katja Snoys at the other end, restoring Everton's lead immediately. Really good tackle from Holmgaard. Seika trying to dip and dive, and really good tackle there from Wheeler. Bergsvand. Hayes coming over the halfway line, and again Everton battening down the hatches a little bit at times, ensuring there is no easy route through. Van Havermaet steals it back. Ollison trying to slide it into Payne, forced wide. Wheeler, first touch just opened the door for Cankovic, and now Brighton can maybe spring the trap themselves. Adjiaman. Bergsvand. Lay off, and lovely ball from Simons. Ollie Slager does latch on to the end of it.
Face forward, Maisie. Face forward, Maise.
Bergsvand into into Adjiaman, excuse me. Little nudge off from Adjiaman, and one back. Adjiaman coming inside and trying to nip through 3 or 4 tackles, but just crowded out, and now Van Havermaet can clip the ball over the top, and Payne's going to give chase. Blocked off a little bit, and actually in the end, Melina Lurk had plenty of time to bring it down and restart Brighton's attacking movement. 6 minutes to go until the end of this first half. Little flip round the corner's a nice one. Really good tackle though. Brilliant tackle from Fernandez. Hiyashi. Lovely movement from Simons. And the slide ball in as well, just behind Seika. Really good pressure and good tackle from Stenovic. Holmgaard. Oh, he's gone out for a corner. Sometimes a little bit of overplaying, perhaps, from Everton in that defensive third. As Frank Kirby takes the corner quickly. Cankovic hung up towards the far post, right underneath the throat of Courtney Brosnan. Really good take, and now the counter could be on the other way. Brilliant first touch from Payne. Just too many Brighton bodies around her. Saker trying to wriggle away and surely fouled by Holmgar. I think the Brighton players in a bit of discomfort as well. Looked a bit of a clumsy tackle, didn't it? Kirby just rolls the ball inside. Rico Saker looks like she's going to get round and just a bit of a lean round the corner. Well, it has been a day of interesting games in the WSL already. Tottenham, Liverpool finished 2 apiece. Crystal Palace at home to West Ham United. West Ham 7-1 winners. So goals are plenty across the WSL. They've had 3 here already. Brighton looking to level proceedings before the half. Slager going to take. It's a really good ball in as well, and it's a free header. Caitlin Hayes will probably be a little bit disappointed not to have made a better contact. Lovely ball in. Really wrapped around the outside. And that is a really good chance. Brighton should probably be level. Holmgar, little clip ball forward, and it's going to be tidied up by Bergsvand. Here and there won't be a huge amount added on at the end of this first half. 2 minutes at the moment is being discussed. Little clip ball forward though, and Saker can keep it in, which they can. Slab ball back to Fran Kirby, into Paris, back to Fran Kirby. There's the brilliance of Fran Kirby. There's the brilliance of Nikita Paris. There's the brilliance of Brighton, 2 apiece. And when you've got one of the league's greats in Fran Kirby involved, you know you've always got a get out of jail free card. Lovely bit of movement, and what about the finish? Prodded into the far corner with the outside of the boot. Another goal to add to Fran Kirby's glittering career. On the cusp of half-time, we are once again level. What a game of football. Jankovic. Brighton want another. Saker really well defended by Hayashi. Out of the way by Fernandez, only as far as Jankovic, who might take it on. Jankovic! That would have been special. That would have been special. Really nicely done. The close control here is remarkable. Just cuts across it at the end.
Good, Yelly, that's okay. Leave it for Kiko. Kiko! Bravo! Time! 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 Protect inside.
Holmgar.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes additional time.
Still 2 added minutes into this first half. Brosnan. Oh, Ollison does ever so well. Ollison. Payne. Oh, brilliantly done. Holmgar just slips at the opportune moment. Look, happy to keep a hold of things for the moment being. There'll be one last Brighton attack, you'd have thought. Adjiaman with a flick on. Paris has left Fernandez a 5-yard head start and still got there first. Adjiaman fouled by Ollison. Well, this would be interesting. The frantic nature of this game says that certainly not over until the final whistle goes, but in the blink of an eye, Everton, who thought they would be heading into half-time, not only ahead, but in a decent position, looking like the more threatening to even add to that lead. Frank Kirby with the equaliser, and now an opportunity for Brighton to test Courtney Brosnan and that Everton backline for one final time in this first half. Simons scored an absolute wicked free kick earlier in the season. This time towards the far post, it's a good one as well. Swept clear. Referee's going to allow us to play on. Perhaps not. There is the end of the first half. Immediately on the front foot. Adjiaman. Early foul. No changes to either side. So for Brighton, it's Lurk in goal. Back four of Aoui, who's already on a booking. Bergsvand, Hayes, and Olislager, and then Cankovic. Simons, the two in midfield with Kirby, Seika, Paris, and Adjiaman, the front 3/4. For Everton, no changes for them either, so it's Brosnan in goal. Back four of Karen Holmgar at right back with Fernandez, Stenovic, and Holmgar Sara on the left-hand side. Hayashi, one of the full midfielders, just on the ball there with Wheeler, Van Havermaet, and Ollison. Nikita Paris, though, looking to make her mark. Paris, really well defended from Stenovic. Looked like Nikita Paris was going to race through and finish. Frank Kirby, lovely weight of pass. First touch and the second touch are brilliant. Stenovic just gets it back in time, only just as well. Just to complete that Everton lineup. Van Havermaet, Hayashi, Ollison, Wheeler before in midfield, and then Snoyce and Payne, the two up top. Here's the Brighton corner. All the way through. Seika stood up towards the far post. It's a really good claim, that, from Courtney Brosnan. Always a difficult one as well when you go into a crowd of players, and it's a leap high and early to cling on to it. Stenovic. Little clip ball out to Sarah Holmgar. Cankovic. Really nicely done again by Payne. Holmgar. Here's Hayashi. Slide ball in for Payne. Snoyce, who's left in a heap in the middle of the field. I didn't see it, to be honest. Frank Kirby kicks the ball out. Might be able to see in the top of your screen now. coming together with Caitlin Hayes.
Fred. Fred.
Fran Kirby just being called over to the Everton bench. That smoke you can see in the distance. The synonymous site of Anfield and the red smoke that will be pluming around Merseyside all afternoon as Liverpool's men's team could win the Premier League this afternoon. Always an easy one to swallow, is it, when your noisy neighbours are having success? That's why the Merseyside derby in the WSL next weekend takes on even greater presence in bragging rights and how people can view this season, and an opportunity as well. It's only 4 points difference between Everton and Everton and Liverpool. So if Everton can find a way to get a result today and then do secure a victory over their neighbours next weekend, could be Everton finishing above Liverpool in the WSL this season. Very much on the cards, very much an opportunity, and I'm sure every Evertonian watching, every Evertonian in attendance today will see that as the aim and the ambition for the rest of the campaign. That's the target, certainly. It'll flip round the corner. Here goes Wheeler. Want to lead that charge. What an opportunity for Payne! Couldn't quite make the connection that Tony Payne would have liked. Just skips round the wrong side. Everton corner. Hung up towards the far post. Oh, it's bouncing around, not fully clear yet. Eventually hooked to safety by Fran Kirby. Omgar might get another opportunity. Adjiaman slips. Wheeler. Omgar tries a little reverse pass. The idea was right, but now the breakaway. Seagulls come swarming forward. Here goes Nikita Paris. Hayashi forming a one-player roadblock, forced back. Simons hangs it up towards Fran Kirby. Nicely done, encouraged to play by the Everton bench below us. Havermont just about gets there first, but Brighton pick up the pieces. Trankovic, little nutmeg, finds Seika. Can't quite find a Brighton teammate. There is going to be a pause now because two players down do need a bit of treatment by the look of things. Van Havermont has just got back to her feet. Together just off the ball here. Stanovic rolls it into a place, and it's a really innocuous one, actually, isn't it? It's Maisie Simons who's still down. Don't know perhaps whether starts to get caught in the ground a little bit. Can get those slight overstretching injuries at this point of the season. There's been a lot of football played. Certainly at quite an intensity as well over the last 2 months for Maisie Simons, who is back on her feet, such an important player to this Brighton side, of course, and will have hopes of being involved in that England squad ahead of the European Championships in the summer. Spoke at length recently in a couple of different interview opportunities from both club and wider media about how the call came about, and almost didn't believe that it was Serena Wiegman on the other end of the phone. There's a really touching video of Nikita Paris being one of the proudest players you will see, and delighted for her teammate that she did get that phone call and the news did escape. Here is Paris. Copious amounts of international experience between Paris and then Kirby also. Here's Jelena Cankovic. Swept in. It's a really brave header actually from Stenovic. Oislaga. Eventually scurried clear. Payne once more. Really tidy hold-up play. Hayashi. Looks like Maisie Simons will be added to the referee's notebook. Looked like her name was being taken, but I see a card brandished, so we'll get a double check on that in a second. Wheeler. Brilliant feet from Claire Wheeler, who wriggles around the outside. He's fouled right in front of the dugouts. Quite a cynical one there from Maisie Simons, and does get the yellow card. Second Brighton player to go into the book. Stenovic, little clip ball forward. Out of play. Don't forget, there is plenty of WSL news always across the league, so you can click the pinned link in the comments, and that will give you access to all the latest Barclays WSL news. Make sure you click that link in the pinned comment section, and you won't miss a thing. Fran Kirby scooped the ball in, and Seika's going to get on the end of it. Oh, wonderful tackle. Sarah Holmgar had to be inch perfect, racing back towards her own goal. Kiko Seika, who scored a hat-trick in the 4-0 reverse fixture. Now very much a part of this second half ambush that Brighton are starting to put on the Everton backline. Oh, good header away at the near post. I think that was Stevenovic. Fernandez can't quite wriggle it clear, and then Wheeler can scoop it away. Ollison. Fernandez under pressure from Paris. Again, Everton still wanting to play out, wanting to do things the right way. You have to salute that bravery and that commitment to their playing style. It does leave questions sometimes that perhaps don't need asking. Cankovic. Swept out to Fran Kirby. First pass in, looking for the forward run of Oislaga. Showed a little bit too much of it to Payne. Will take over. So that long diagonal to this was the near side in the first half, and so it will be something that Gura Bergsvan will be keeping an eye open for if that does present itself. Instead, a little pushed ball into Adjuman and then gets it back from the first Brighton goal scorer of the afternoon. Oh, lovely football. Kiko Seika, a little show and go, little nutmeg in there, brilliant. Holmgar. Wheeler under pressure. Ollison trying to pop it back in, and Snoyce has made something of nothing. Everton throw in just short of the hour mark. Still no changes from either side, so impetus is on those out there. Holmgar hung up towards the far post and just eventually eases out behind for a Brighton goal kick. Bergsvan does swipe it clear. Hayashi trying to spin and ball's not gone out of play. Certainly didn't look like the whole ball had crossed the line, but every started play. And there's a foul, and that probably, well, I was going to say, it would have seen the referee nudge towards the pocket, but has just reiterated that might be the final one. Can't quite get it to Tony Payne. Thunderous challenge. Did feel like Elise Stenovic had got the ball, but the referee has just said that maybe there was a little bit too much of player to come through first. Elise Stenovic, who does go into the book for that. Bergsvan. Here's Frank Kirby.
Distance is more, Marie. More distance. Higher, Marie.
Just waiting for that trigger, almost waiting for something to open up, so the Brighton captain can punch a ball forward, and that diagonal into Kiko Seika, who's growing into this second half, although that little cushion pass onto Frank Kirby is out for a throw-in. Wheeler, round the corner. Just gone out of play from Maisie Simons, so it'll be another Everton throw-in. Paris. Cankovic. Adjuman, quick layoff. Seika. Quite work half a yard to get the shot off, although Cankovic has won it back. Kirby. Simons with the hit. Never really troubling Courtney Brosnan in the Everton goal. Stenovic. Snoyce does keep it in. Stenovic does get there first. Ollison. Wheeler under pressure from Kirby. Look like fouls Frank Kirby. Does foul Frank Kirby. Well, the Brighton running. Another yellow card that has been dished out, this time to Claire Wheeler. Brighton have got Arsenal to welcome to the South Coast next weekend. Arsenal, who themselves need to make sure that their tools are sharpened ahead of a busy run-in. Of course, the Champions League second leg to contend with. Kicks off only in a couple of hours, so perhaps that will be another controllable to throw into the mix. The referee has seen or heard something that's of displeasure. We'll seek confirmation of that. I'm not quite sure what the confusion was, but it feels like the bench below us is as confused as we are in terms of who is in the book and who isn't. So I think the confusion was that Brighton had felt that Claire Wheeler had been booked twice, but actually it was the first booking that we were aware of was for Elise Stenovic 3 or 4 minutes ago. So I think that's where the confusion's come along with. It was 27 and 7 that have gone into the book for Everton, and not 2 yellow cards for number 7. So that's why the Everton bench were quite dismissive of Brighton's claims, and the referee has just come over to clarify that for us. So swept forward by Bergsvand. Ayashi intercepted really well though, and now Brighton can maybe try and build themselves. Kita Paris has it stolen away. Ollison. One back though, and here's Payne. Holmgar. Towards the far post and got it away from almost underneath the crossbar, and Wheeler pops it back in, but it's well dealt with and well caught by the goalkeeper. Jankovic. Brave pass to sweep it across goal, but does find her target in Caitlin Hayes. A little over 20 minutes still to play here at Walton Hall Park, and After a frantic first half, it's been a lot more of a settled second half. Neither team have blinked yet in terms of changing personnel, but I don't think we're going to be far off from the first swap of the game. Seeing a fair bit of movement down below us. Van Havermaet. Stenovic. Oh, it's a lovely through ball from Kirby. Kiko Seika tries to square it. Again, that's what Frank Kirby gives you, though. The ability to just immediately make something of nothing. Lovely little clip ball round the corner. Kiko Seika, who has really, really grown into this second half. Will perhaps feel a little disappointed not to have beaten the outstretched leg of Ali Stenovic. Here comes the corner. Towards the near post this time, and comfortably held on to by Courtney Brosnan, who did take a little bit of a stumble from Michelle Adjiaman standing in the way. Snoyce. Here is Payne. Hayley Ladd is being prepared to enter the fray. Wheeler. Put a mixed message in there and it will trickle out for an Everton goal kick. A Brighton goal kick, I should say. Here is that Everton change. Hayley Ladd going to enter the fray in place of Karen Holmgar.
Substitution for Everton coming off number 28, Karen Holmgard. Being replaced by number 16, Hayley Ladd.
Straight swap in that right back berth by the look of things for Hayley Ladd's entrance. Everton win it back high up the pitch. Here's Payne. Hayashi. Wheeler. Stenovic. Foul given against Kiko Seika. Wheeler going to wind this one up. Little flick on by Van Havermaet. It's still popping around, and the looping header lands on top of the net rather than in it. Sarah Holmgar has already got a goal this afternoon. Fancied a double. Did everything right as well, and Alina Lurk wasn't sure. Dealt with and now Now the Brighton throw-in. Opportunity for them to restart. A little bit more impetus, a little bit more urgency, perhaps from this Brighton side in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Little flip round the corner from Cankovic is lovely. Simons felt she was pushed. Does actually get the decision from the referee on Justine van Havermaet. Bergsvan, little clip ball out to Cankovic. Adjiaman. Bergsvan again, pinging that long diagonal. Kirby. Seika. Little cushion header from Paris was towards Fran Kirby. Cankovic. Oh, it's a good ball in. Oh, and Paris is bundled into. Brighton players are seething. I think they might have a case, you know. Cankovic, lovely ball in. Oh, I tell you what. Decision not given. Cankovic. Lovely ball in towards Kirby. Big deflection behind, Brighton corner. Comes the corner. Hung up towards the far post. Paris has looked it back in towards Adjiaman. Hayashi can swipe it clear, but only as far as a Brighton throw-in, parallel with the 18-yard box. Oh, Fran Kirby, that's magical. Simons. Brighton starting to play with a bit more swagger. Cankovic certainly central to that. Kirby felt she was fouled by Holmgar. Referee did give the foul. Kirby then frustrated that the free kick wasn't allowed to be taken quickly. In fairness, the referee was 3 or 4 yards from where the foul occurred. Another good delivery, got behind for another Brighton corner. Outswinging corner. Incoming. Double change being prepared for the hosts. Still to blink themselves. Adjiaman. Olislaga. Does get the cross in. Fernandez deals with it at the near post. Only as far as Adjiman. Kirby, Jankovic. Oh, great feet. Just prods it towards goal. Couldn't quite get the connection that Jelena Jankovic would have liked. Gives the ground a thump in frustration. Van Havermaet. Pass inside, has been won back, and Kirby into Adjiman, who is onside, one to beat. Does beat, and clattered into from behind, was she? Referee is sure that the Everton player gets a toe on it. Not many in yellow, or certainly in the bench below us, are convinced. Yellow card in that furore eventually comes for Caitlin Hayes. Let's have a look at that then. Adjiman dances inside. Does Ladd get a touch on the ball? I think she might do. Double change then. Mika Madsen comes on to replace Tony Payne as the first one. And then Katja Snoys for Melissa Lawley.
25, Katja Snoys. Being replaced by number 14, Melissa Lawley.
Brighton making a change now as well.
Substitution for Brighton coming off. Number 59, Michelle Adjiman.
Michelle Adjiman, the player to be replaced by Rachel McLachlan. Here comes the Everton set piece then. Volleyed up into the sky and eventually held onto by Lurk. Confirmation that pullback on Tony Payne a moment ago was punished with a yellow card for Caitlin Hayes. Saker has swapped flanks for the moment. First opportunity for McLaughlin to try and get in, but no doing. Hiyashi. Well, as the clock ticks closer and closer to that 90th minute mark, I suppose in the conversation, maybe even not externally, but certainly internally from both dugouts will be, it's a point, a good return today. Both teams have had moments in the game where they'll perhaps go away thinking they should have taken advantage, and other parts in the game where perhaps they'll feel that a point's a fair result. Certainly in this second half, Brighton have had the better of the opportunities, and perhaps will feel maybe that they should have had an opportunity from 12 yards on one of two occasions. Simons. Kirby. Tackle was a little bit late. Sarah Holmgar, who certainly been in the game today, scored the opener and is now having to dig in and do work at the other end. Kirby, a little bit too much on it. Down to the sky from Fran Kirby, knows that isn't of the quality that is expected of her. .83 minutes played. Goalless second half is certainly not something we expected after the first half that we had. Goals are plenty. Open the scoring inside 10 minutes through Sarah Holmgar before a back and forth between Michelle Adjiaman on 22 and Katja Snois on 24. Frank Kirby then proving to be the equaliser for Brighton just before half-time. Cankovic. Towards the far post and had to be dealt with. Volley back into an area though. Paris. Ollison. Space to run into as well for Caroline Ollison. Van Havermaet. Holmgar. Madsen. Wheeler. Back into Madsen, who's bumped into by the Brighton skipper.
There it is. Good ball, keep. In front of us.
Van Havermaet. And immediately back into Brighton possession. Bergsvand.
Good kick off. Don't get dragged. Don't get dragged.
Alex Lager is going to tease one forward, and Brosnan had to come a long way. Did really well to find Merthyr Lawley. Hayashi. Now Lawley. Ollison. Madsen is onside. Stands the ball up to the far post. Nods it away, and blue shirts trying to gamble on the edge of it, but Nikita Paris rolls the ball away, and now the break could be on with Frank Kirby. Forced to check back and hold on to possession. Kirby, chased by Van Havermaet. Here's Jelena Cankovic. Forced to go back, but Brighton do keep possession. Ball's fed out all the way to the far side, and Ollie Slager can close play a little bit and come inside. Hayashi. Anyone's game this. There's probably one more big chance in it for someone. Could be Brighton with Nikita Paris. Really well defended by Fernandez. Ollison. Madsen had made the run. And keeps it in play as well. Hayashi trying to gamble at the end. Volley clear, and perhaps that was an opportunity, you know, maybe not enough bodies in blue that were willing to gamble, willing to throw themselves at it. Paris. Seika, really good feet into Paris. Gets it back as well, Kiko Seika. Now Frank Kirby. Cankovic. Murmurs are that it will be 4 added minutes at the end of it, so we're into the final 5. Simons. McLaughlin. Simons again. Stands up towards the centre of the area and nodded away to safety. Hayashi and eventually Holmgar can slash it clear, but not fully clear. A little bit panicky, a little bit rushed. 89 on the clock. Kirby pops it into the path of Simons, who fizzes it against the chest, and will get another opportunity. No, the ball's gone out. A result in which won't do a huge amount for either side, in all honesty. Everton will remain in 8th, and Brighton will actually drop a place after West Ham's win earlier on sees them leapfrog the Seagulls if it were to remain a point apiece, although Kiko Seika trying to change that. Good delivery in, headed away, only as far as Cankovic.
Minimum of 4 minutes additional.
4 minutes added, and a Brighton change in prepared as well. McLaughlin. Cankovic towards Kirby, but intercepted. And will try and come again. Hayashi immediately on the toes of Jelena Cankovic. McLaughlin's done well to spin behind Sarah Omgar, and that will be a booking. Really nicely done. Clever bit of play from McLaughlin. Maisie Simons is now departing to be replaced by Diana Stevanovic. Straight swap in the middle of midfield for the final exchanges. This might be the best opportunity that either team are going to get to win it. Marissa Oleslaga with the free kick. Plenty in yellow to aim for. Hung up towards the far post, and Brosnan, sun in the eyes, didn't make a difference. Will anyone properly gamble? Paris. Everton backline convinced the flag should be upcoming, and does eventually pause proceedings. Done again by Nikita Paris, and keeps field position for Brighton in these closing exchanges, these closing stages of what has been a very, very good game of football. First half was gearing us up to be an absolute classic. Second half, both teams have settled into it, tried to figure each other out. Ultimately have had an answer for each other's question. Maybe one final opportunity.
Inside runs.
Lovely ball in. Paris to win it. It had to be Nikita Paris. How many moments has Nikita Paris turned up for in her career? Those in Everton Blue know only too well how devastating she can be in front of goal. What a moment. What a finish. What a player. The Everton defence feel a flag should have been forthcoming. She's been kept quiet for a lot of the game. But in the one moment, the one chance, the 1 second in which Nikita Paris gets the sighting at goal, she makes the difference. And how many times have we said this on Merseyside? Nikita Paris has won the game. Yellow card for the Everton bench, who are convinced that a flag should have been forthcoming as Brighton do make a change. Charlie Rule has entered the field of play. Fran Kirby is the player that's departed. Well, it's now completely down to the referee how long, if at all, we've got to play. What drama. The only league on the planet that seems to deliver this week in, week out. Brighton come from a goal down, come from 2-1 down, and lift themselves above Everton's neighbours into the top 5. Cankovic volleys clear. Here goes the final few seconds for Everton's hopes and dreams of getting something from this game. As Brighton aim for the corner flag. They've played 90 seconds beyond the 4. Referee's giving this game every opportunity. Can't have too much longer to play, surely. And no, we don't. Brighton's 3-game losing streak is ended. And Nikita Paris is the difference maker.